guys ready? Then we're going to go. Okay. From Research Triangle Park in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina, and Fort Lauderdale, Florida, welcome to Startup Masters on PODTV and the IBM TV network. Hi, I'm your host, Nick Palavita, along with Kim Calhoun. We have a very special guest, the CEO of Pierpont Global, and it's Steve Solomon, who's going to explain who he is and what is he doing with his company. So, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Nick. Thank you guys so much for having me.
It's great seeing you again since Startup Safari.
Yeah, tell me what's going on with your company.
What have you been doing? Yeah.
Oh, we've been busy working. We've been making a lot of progress. So our company, Pierpont Global, we're an end-to-end solution where we make it easier for auto dealers in Latin America and emerging markets to purchase wholesale inventory. So we formed partnerships with the world's largest auto auctions here in the United States. And we're currently building, we've already built the marketplace, but we're currently building a blockchain-based layer on top of the marketplace to help provide more transparency to these governments and regulators on the imports of their vehicles as they go into the country. So since we last spoke, we've made a lot of progress. Just yesterday, actually, we had a meeting set up with Banreservas. They're the government's bank in the Dominican Republic. That's our test market. So we've been moving fast. Everything's been moving great.
Right.
Awesome.
Right. Well, can you explain a little bit about your company and what you're doing right now?
Absolutely. So I think it'd be really good to start with the problem.
Okay.
When it comes to wholesale automotive vehicles going to Latin America, it's a very informal process. Okay. So
do you want to put your screen up? Do you want to share with us?
Yeah. Let's take a look and see what this problem is about this blockchain.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of your presentation material. Right. You're so prepared, Steve. So let's share with the world.
Yeah, there we go.
We can start off here. Let me go ahead and present.
Okay, name of the company is Pierpont Global, right?
Right. So our name of the company is Pierpont Global. So again, our target market right now, it's Latin America. Our test market is Dominican Republic. Latin America alone is over a $30 billion market when it comes to automobiles, SUVs, trucks, motorcycles, and specialty vehicles. Now, the biggest problem is that these dealers in Latin America, they can't buy from a direct source. So basically, it's a very informal process because they don't have the requirements to get wholesale access in the United States. They go to an intermediary. They find someone here with a dealership, with a license, with a lot, and they say, hey, can you buy this vehicle for me? And I'll just pay you a small fee, right? They don't have access to quality inventory at a consistent price. And because they don't live here, they're very limited in terms of how many people they have here to help them with the process. So basically what our product is we've built an end-to-end solutions, which we allow dealers to be able to access wholesale inventory, browse and bid and make purchases directly on our platform. We facilitate all the logistics here in the States. So from purchase to transportation, to freight forwarding, to shipping. And then again, our product is an end-to-end solution. So we basically, I guess the good way to picture it is imagine, ordering some milk on Amazon, but you're doing that for a car going between countries.
Right.
Easy.
So this is like the Amazon of cars, sounds like.
Yeah. One big thing is these marketplaces such as Amazon and, Alibaba, we're a technology company first. So we know customers and we know how to service them. But with that being said, what we're focused on is building a scalable solution. So these marketplaces like Amazon, Alibaba, e-commerce is emerging and revolutionizing the way we approach global trade. But what we're doing is we're focusing on a very underserved niche. Places like Amazon, Alibaba, they don't address. And what it is it's automotive wholesale going to emerging markets. Like I showed you, in Latin America alone, over 30 billion vehicles are transported each year. In the test market of the Dominican Republic, as of last year, they did over 1.2 billion vehicles. So these markets, there's massive potential. But again, because they are emerging countries, they have the purchasing power, but what they lack is the technological infrastructure to streamline the process. So what we're doing is we're addressing an underserved niche. We're solving it using technology. So we're focused on not just doing it, but building a scalable solution that we can then expand to different markets in different regions.
Right. Okay? So this way they can safely purchase a car and know what the history of the car is in the United States. As it goes to Latin America, no one's doing this right now.
Right? Absolutely. We're first market. We're first to market, and we're in a really good position right now. Like I mentioned when we spoke earlier, we're actually building a blockchain based layer, because what we've realized is this isn't, one of our advisors, he's the director of finance and risk at Thomson Reuters, or formerly Thomson Reuters, now Refinitiv. So he's helping us with KYC, our AML, our basically compliance screening. We want to make sure, hey, every single time these dealers are onboarded, they're adequately screened, so that when we work with banks, regulators, they know we're doing transparent business.
Right.
The big thing in these emerging markets is they want to make sure that we're solving anti-money laundering, we're solving the corruption issue, and they have laws in place and initiatives to help push this forward, but there are not a lot of companies embracing that. So when we do that now with some government officials, some people at Customs, some people at the government's bank, they've been really interested, because for the first time, they're now seeing a technology company that's really paving the path forward to kind of push together this initiative. And again, we're doing it because we're using technology, we're doing it in a scalable manner, if that makes sense.
Right.
So another thing people need to understand is this is not Steve's first rodeo. And he's very experienced. He may look young. He is young, but don't let this kid fool you. He has been in this industry for a while and has been very successful selling cars.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. I know we'll get back into this, but tell us about your history in sales and your entrepreneurship, which I think is really
for sure. So, I mean, I guess one thing about me is I've always kind of been this hybrid between being passionate about technology and being passionate about automotive space. So in college, I started my first website. It was an online marketplace for college students to buy, sell, and trade items. And that was, back in 2013. I took a refund check, hired some developers overseas, and I built that, and then I sold it later on that year. But over the years, I've got involved in sales. I became really interested in entrepreneurship, the business aspect. I studied international business at the University of South Florida, so I've always been passionate about traveling and emerging. Right. And then the past 2.5 years, my co-founders and I, we started a dealership from scratch. We started with one car, and we grew a dealership doing 25 to 30 vehicles per month, all from reinvesting the capital from that one car that we began with.
Right.
Us, we've been in the business. We've seen the pain points ourselves. We owned a dealership. We know what the automotive industry is like. Again, my co-founder and I, we both studied international business. So we've traveled. We've been able to see the problems in these emerging markets. Right. And I have history building technology, working with technology companies. So we've been in the position where we say, okay, this is a really good opportunity to bring everything together. How can we bring the technology with our passion for emerging markets, with our knowledge and experience, and proven track record in the automotive industry? So bringing all those things together, that's how we've been able to build such a scalable solution. And it started with just saying, hey, here's a platform to broker vehicles. And once we started going to these markets, not only just speaking with the customers, but speaking with governments, regulators, banks, we realized they're looking for solutions like this. They're saying, how can we integrate with you guys? Right. So then we realized, we said, hey, this is actually, we're solving a much bigger problem than we initially anticipated. So that's why it's been, we've been moving fast. We've been really excited about all the progress we've made. Our team has been growing. So we've been making monumental progress, and I couldn't be more excited.
Wow. Yeah.
So, and again, it's your experience that just really lends to the fact that this is going to be successful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just an arbitrarily spur of the moment, hey, let's do this. That you're applying a years of experience, successful experience. So I'm sorry. Nick, do you have any questions?
Yeah, because he was an auto dealer before, and the thing is, I think he's doing the right thing. He's going to do his beta test on the Dominican Republic, but he has Latin America and IBM TV. We broadcast all over the world. I mean, there's markets in India for this. There's Africa, which is growing very rapidly, a big market, and then there's Indonesia, Pakistan. So the applications for this blockchain for cars, I think, is enormous. I mean, it's a huge potential businent.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned India, and like I said, we're really passionate about emerging markets. This is one thing that I've built multiple businesses. I've made money, I've been profitable. I've made mistakes. We've learned the process. But one thing that my co-founder and I talk about every single day when we come together with our team is it's different working in a business when you feel it's your purpose. Right. When you feel you are waking up in the morning and solving what you are meant to solve. Right. The money doesn't matter. It's you're solving something big. So us, being passionate about emerging markets, we recently formed a partnership with the International Council of Technology. They're based out of New Delhi and have connections in India to be able to recruit the best blockchain talent, training certification programs for artificial intelligence, AI. So we're aligning ourselves not just with the technology standpoint, but with the country what we're really pushing forward.
Right. Right. Yeah. And the thing is, the global market for this is absolutely huge. And it's an area which I think Amazon is just not into. In other words, when it comes to cars and transporting like that, I mean, you could be the Amazon of cars because there's no one in this space.
Absolutely.
There. Right. No, it's a great idea.
So
Absolutely.
let's share with the world a little bit more about your business idea.
For sure. So just so you guys get a little view of the actual platform itself, this is where dealers are able to browse inventory, view cars, view condition reports, get auto check. So auto check is similar to a Carfax, vehicle history report. They're able to view the actual item listing themselves, browse through the images. The biggest thing we focused on was making the user experience very simple and very easy.
One click.
Right.
The big thing with purchasing online is you have to understand a lot of these business owners are making $20,000 purchases and all they see is what's in front of them on the screen.
Right.
So we want to make it as engaging, as detailed, as captivating as possible. That's why we have the big images, the detailed condition report, and we want transparency. We want them to understand that these are used vehicles, so not every single vehicle is going to be perfect.
Right.
But we want them to understand, hey, if I bid on this, I am cognizant of exactly what I'm getting.
Right.
Exactly.
To build on the platform. The last slide I want to show you guys here is transparency. We are, and like I mentioned, an end-to-end solution. So this is the first time that dealers overseas are not able to make a purchase and see every single step as the vehicle moves through the supply chain, right? So this is basically what our blockchain will help to display. Every single actionable item, you'll see, okay, hey, you won the bid. It's dated and timestamped. The funds are currently being used to process the payment, dated and timestamp. The vehicle has been paid for. Any receipts that are associated with the transaction, it's accessible to the dealer directly through the platform.
Right.
So in terms of the progress we've made, we've already secured a supply contract with the world's largest auto auction. That's managed by their subsidiary of Cox Automotive. We're currently in the middle of finalizing an agreement with Odessa.com. So they're the second largest, but the largest online auction. We've already completed the development of our platform. We have a few paying customers. And we have over 80 plus letters of intent. To be honest, right now, like I said, we're working with the director of finance and risk at Thomson and Reuters to build out a specific KYC AML, so a specific tailor-made compliance onboarding and screening process for these dealers. So us, we said, hey, we don't want to just onboard a bunch of customers and start pushing. We want to do it right. So we're aligning ourselves with the regulators. We're aligning ourselves with the governments. We're getting to this table. We're having these agreements, and again, we're building a solution with scalability and longevity in mind.
Right. No, I think this is a great idea. Now we're running out of time only because I got a notice that we're running out of time. So
we're going to have to roll a little bit fast.
Right.
What do you? So we know that you've got sustainability, Mark. You've done your market research. The money's there. You got letter of validations. You're raising capital. When is your sustainability point? That's very important.
Absolutely. So what's really good about our business model is we're not capital intensive. So because we are a technology-based company, we can build a software and essentially market and sell the system multiple times.
Right.
So our sustainability point was within the first 6 months. And those are conservative figures. We're really, really, really confident. We have a team in place. We have relationships with the dealer associations. Again, we're aligning ourselves with governments and regulators. So we really see it happening between month 4 and 5, but conservatively, we reach sustainability by month 6.
So let's take everyone to your website so they know how to find you.
For sure. So
I hate to skip a lot of this material. No. Let's show everyone your website. Check it out, everyone.
So our website is Pierpont Global. Global.com. You can take a look at the auctions that we have on board, get a little visual explanation about how our platform works, the bidding process, the searching process, pricing model, and again, our corporate partnerships. Like I said, we're aligned with some of the government banks, Thomson Reuters, the U.S. Embassy, Definitive, Banco Popular, Seaboard Marine, So our biggest thing is, again, we focus on building a solution to solve a problem, not coming up with an idea and then trying to find a business use case for it. So if you guys are interested, you can feel free to go to pierpontglobal.com. We are raising around the capital right now. So our biggest thing is, we've done the business, we built the team, we have the industry expertise, we've formed the partnerships. Now it's more so, okay, if we really want to scale this out, let's secure some capital.
Right.
So if investors are interested, you can contact us directly at support@pierpontglobal.com, or you can email me directly. My email is just steve@pierpontglobal.com.
Or call me or Nick.
Then we're going to send him over to Steve, because Steve knows how to run this business.
I will vouch for one
don't.
thing. Steve is serious, and he
Right.
follows majority of what's the guidelines in the book I wrote. He
Right.
gets out there, he networks, he meets the people, he follows through, he has success backing him up. Hey, I just think you're going to be the next successful Amazon sell cars. And
move over, Jeff Bezos. Move over. All right.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thanks, Steve. And thanks being on IBM TV.
Absolutely. Take care, guys.
You too.